You're welcome once again to your darling program, The Polity, that comes to you every day of the week from King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network Television, which is more popularly known as Kaftan TV. And my name is Dayo Omogun. It's my pleasure, my honor, my privilege to be here and to direct affairs in the course of this program. And we will be bringing you something that's dear to every one of us, because without it, even existence is threatened. And I'm talking about security. And I have in the house great personalities, PhDs in their own rights, and security consultants on both sides, and you have a lecturer, an international relations expert, and all that. So let me start with Dr. Prince Ochoche Eneje, that is on the far right, and you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's a lecturer with the University of Abuja and also an international relations and security expert. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Nigerians.
And I also have right next to me, Dr. Okwori Stephen Obochi. Am I correct?
Very well.
Right. And he's a security consultant and eggheads, both of them. And I'd like to welcome you once again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Incidentally, both of you are, this is your second time here, even though on different occasions, but this is one that brings both of you together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, we will be talking about security. Now, the Tinubu administration just clocked 2 a few days back, and I saw on the front page of newspapers, and of course it's been everywhere in the media space, some of the things that they lay claim to as achievements. And one of them is the fact that 13,000, I think 13,350 or 13,500 terrorists were eliminated. Now, is that all there is to talk about when you talk about security? So the topic we're looking at is the war against banditry, terrorism, insurgency. Are we winning or are we losing? I think I want to start. I mean, in a nutshell, first of all, before we go into other different dimensions, do you believe that we're winning this war right now or we're losing it? Where do you stand, Dr. Okwori?
With the indices on ground and what we are seeing, if you ask me my perspective to if we are winning or losing, I think I'll be on the path that we are losing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, let's hold it there. I'll ask Dr. Eneje the same thing. Do you think that we're winning or we're losing thus far?
I will not, from all indications, I will not agree less. We are practically losing.
Practically losing. Yeah. That's what Dr. Eneje says.
Yeah.
Now, this has been a challenge for some 12 years and above right now, and it looks as if every single time is the same rhetoric from the government. We're on top of the situation. We will wipe them out. Some time ago, it was that Turji's deputy had been caught. And in a few weeks, Turji himself, I'm talking about the leader in Zamfara, in the Zamfara enclave. And yet, Turji is still at large. He's still making videos from time to time, and so on and so forth. And then you begin to wonder how this can go on for so long, and it looks as if we have no clue to what's happening. Is this an indictment? And I'm asking Dr. Eneje, is this an indictment on the capacity of our armed forces?
Fundamentally, completely, it's an indictment on the part of the security of this country. In fact, it's a disgrace for a nation like this to be wallowing in poverty of security. Some you made reference to Truji. For how many years will Truji be invisible for our security apparatus to apprehend or to eliminate him? It's something that I mean is unheard in any nation. It's like we are just having a country. We don't have a nation yet, because a nation is a collectivism of people building together, thinking together, and how to confront threats, internal threats, and external. Yes, that is what it takes. It's not all this threat, but security has become national security today has become a business, whether we like it or not, and that is why you are seeing this avalanche of crisis. You know, security is like maintaining. You are trying to maintain, you know, issues that have to do with peace and conflict resolution. There is something they call peace building. You know, when you arrive at bringing about conflicts or conflicting people together to solve problems, you don't just abandon. You continue to advance in discussing, monitor. That is what security building is, a constant thing that the national security are supposed to be engaging at every given moment. You don't go and say we have defeated the enemy, because let me tell you something. You know, no wars are the same. No two wars are the same. If you win a war in Gwagwalada and you are using that strategy of advancing another war in Jos, you are going to fail. And that is the moral standing that, you know, our security operatives are lacking. And the national security apparatus are just confused. In fact, that is what I will tell you. If not, how can you say the chief of army staff should be relocated, or the service chiefs should be relocated to Borno, and then you allow Benue to be wallowing in poverty of insecurity? Every day people are being killed in my village, and that, I think, should be enough. You know, enough is enough, because you see, it's not the first time I'm saying this. I've been saying it on AIT. I've been on other platforms. And that has to be taken very seriously. You can't allow your nation's national security to be so degenerated that the citizenry are, you know, a little bit of, there is a dichotomy between the system, which is the national security, and the people. Government and the people are apart. Are you getting what I'm saying? And then at the end, when people are killed, you say we are donating what they call that one, you know, donating rice and beans and whatever to the people. Is that what we want? We need security. It's not that we cannot, Benue alone can raise 3 million people to fight, to defend itself. But the issue now is that security belongs to government.
Exactly.
And so that is why...
Maybe in the course of this program, we'll get to that point. We'll get to that point. Now, let me come back to Dr. Okwori. I don't know. Is it that our priorities are not right? Or is there something wrong with the way we set our priorities? For example, you find out that whenever there is elections, especially off-cycle elections, you find out that we can push 40,000 personnel to a state. 40,000 personnel running through the gamut of security agencies, the police, the NSCDC, soldiers, and so on and so forth. You have all that. I have asked this question several times. Is it out of place to put that level of priority on Sambisa, for example, or wherever it is that you find to be the hideout of these gangs? Is it out of place? Is it on, maybe I'm ignorant of war strategy or military strategies and all that. Will it be out of place to say, okay, this 1 month, and in absolute secrecy as much as possible, you are drafted? They don't even need to tell us. They will just tell us the fallouts, what comes out of the results, the outcomes. Now you are being drafted to this place. Anything you see standing. Haven't we got into that point? So, can we do that? Shouldn't we do that?
I think that we're supposed to have done that long before now. Now, there's an Indian proverb that says that, and I heard it from former President Goodluck Jonathan, where he said, it is more difficult to wake somebody that is pretending to sleep than somebody that is actually sleeping.
Sleeping, true. Because the more you try, the more it keeps up the gimmickry.
So now, I think it is time for Nigeria to wake up. The time to wake up is gone.
Now
is the time to wake up. Another proverb, Chinese, said the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Another best time is now.
No, right now.
A whole lot is not adding up. A whole lot is not working. You are talking about the Chief of Army Staff. He has redeployed, as in he has relocated from Abuja to Makurdi or Benue.
Yes.
Should we now see that in the news? Just the way you said. These criminal elements don't come to the news or the media to tell us this is their next strategy or next step or next action they want to take. And when we as security agents or agencies, when you want to take an action to be able to combat or confront these criminal elements, you go to the media. A lot is not working.
A lot is wrong.
A lot is wrong. Now, bandits are there. Terrorists are there. We can give them these names. These names were given by...
Semantics.
Semantics, these are criminal elements.
Analysis.
Criminal elements. And you see people die in numbers. Now, if you put the Constitution and the current situation in the country, that section that talks about primary responsibility of government, is the government fulfilling that section of the Constitution? The answer is no. And we have the police that is in charge of internal security in this country. We're not even talking about the IG. Where's the IGP in all of this? Is it that they have become so overwhelmed that we're not even talking about them? We're talking about the military, the soldiers, and that. And you see politicians playing politics around this thing. They cannot come out vehemently and say, no, this is what we're going to do. We don't even need them to tell us what they want to do.
Exactly. Just
come out with the result.
And do it. And let's see
come out with the results.
In actual fact, that's one of the things that I think I give to the the chief of the deceased...
okay, Lagbaja?
Lagbaja.
Yeah.
I think that during that short period, a lot was done.
Yes.
And very quietly, as discreetly as possible. I think a lot was achieved.
That's how we're supposed to function.
I mean, if they swoop on us, we should be able to swoop on them even better, with better resources, with better equipment, and with better logistics, with better planning. So, I don't understand. Because you are security consultants, security experts, that's why I'm at a loss that if you say, for example, they have relocated the major, the military leadership has relocated to Borno.
Yeah.
Like he said, what happens to Benue? So why can't we have, I don't know the number for divisions or whatever, why can't you have one division here at the same time? So there is no space. There's no space to maneuver for them. Why can't we mark them?
The solution to these issues is beyond what we are discussing here. We can have divisions, brigades, and all that. But how do we have their presence? Do we feel their presence in our rural communities? These killings happen in our very rural communities.
That's what I'm saying. So
do we have their presence there?
So why can't we deploy them? That's what I'm saying.
Yes, so we need to change strategy. What's the strategy? I want to say that President Tinubu, amongst the presidents we've had since 1999 to date, I want to believe or agree that he has some tendencies to see how to address these issues in our very rural communities. Number one, we don't have a functional local government system.
Right now.
We have local government chairmen there selected by governors, and all that allocation comes, governors take like 10% of the allocation gift chairman.
Which he also tried to address
exactly.
by
the autonomy.
Yes.
Now, the governors take 90%. You know that these rural communities that we're talking about that has, or our forests are situated in these rural communities, criminals perpetrate more of these criminal activities in our rural communities. And these rural communities are within our local government. Now, if the governor has powers to, or the capacity...
I'm sorry, but and a lot of them, just to
Yes.
lend credence to what you're saying, a lot of them are like ungoverned spaces.
Absolutely. They're not like, they're ungoverned spaces. We have forests, we have these ungoverned spaces there, where these criminals have made or turned to safe haven, where they turn to their hideouts, they go, come out, strike, retreat, regroup, and come back and strike again. And we usually have this, our usual strategy of deploying troops and police when these things happen. After 1 week, 2 weeks, you withdraw them back and all that. So what have you done? Nothing, right? So just to add up to say, continue what I'm saying here, the president tried to see how to, local government will now have resources, right, where they can possibly have their own security meetings.
Yes.
Local chiefs can come from their local communities, can come with information that can be transmitted or transferred up to become intelligence. Now, General Rogers, he used to be the theater commander of Operation Lafia Adole up north, east there. He said that during the plateau killings, that the military lacks local intelligence, right? Because you cannot see the military in these our local communities. So now, how do we now generate or provide this local intelligence for the military or the police to work with? And that is where I want to align myself with President Tinubu, where he has decided that, or approved the establishment of National Forest Guards.
I'm going to come there.
Right. These National Forest Guards, by the mandate that they want to be established, of course, we already have a structure already on ground, the Nigerian Forest Security Service, that they are trying to play politics with, right? They are members of their rural communities. Language is not a barrier. They are used to their terrain, their environment, the topography and all that. In the event where they see something fishy, suspicious human beings and all that, if they are well armed, they can be able to confront these criminals there in the rural communities before they will now ask for support from conventional security agents, right? So if that is done, I think there will be a headway in trying to say how to address these issues. But politics, corruption, and a whole lot is not allowing us address these issues. We have the National Assembly there that have committees on army, defense, national security, Navy and the likes. And they are not carrying out effective oversight functions to know or expose the inefficiency, the corruption within the system. So
maybe there's some connivance in those.
Absolutely, yes, there's connivance.
I'll need to go back to Dr. Eneje. Now, what exactly do you think is at the heart of these constant killings, cold-blooded killings? What is the issue? What are these people after? What exactly is the issue? In Plateau, in Benue, in Zamfara, these have become like the norm, like an everyday thing. And then, of course, it's democratized, it's in every part of Nigeria. But these places are really the in Benue now, it's becoming like you can begin to project that tomorrow it will happen again. That today, before it is the end of today, something will happen again. And yet, we cannot take advantage of such a pattern to try to nip it in the bud. So, what exactly is at stake?
I think for the terrorists, nobody should convince us that I said bandits, terrorists, kidnappers. These are interconnected bodies. If you see some of them, on the road kidnapping for ransom, they are advancing that money to the terrorists. You see, when they are hit from, the bushes where, they are facing the military, when they caught the hit of the military, they run to the roadside to get people, arrested or kidnapped, negotiate for ransom, use that money to buy weapons.
Again.
So you don't separate them from each other. Why can't we learn from Israel? Any enemy of Israel anywhere are terrorists.
That's all.
Are you getting it? So you don't separate them from each other and give them names. Those names they are giving are just a bunch of a strategy to just, derail some people's mind from the conventional enemies. They are terrorists. All of them, name them, they are all terrorists. They are working in tandem and with their consents in perpetuating these acts. And so their purpose is just for annihilation of our people. And then to say, yes, their intention is to make government to feel that they are not working. And they are achieving it. And that is why anytime people ask whether they are winning, they are winning. People that can confront army and kill them and eliminate them and be jubilating, taking their arms and ammunition, armor tanks. What are we talking about? So where is the place of Air Force? Where is the place of armed forces?
Where is the place of integration of the various forces?
Even when the infantries are advancing, the Air Force are supposed to be advancing. Looking at, and wars now have gone beyond this physical confrontation.
Exactly.
You need intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence, technology.
Are you getting it? If you want to get your enemies at every given, now if you deployed intelligence, go to these bushes, go to this side, get us information. What they do is just to go and harass girls there and be drinking beers, exposing that I'm an SSS officer. I'm a police officer. I'm these officers. And before they know, those enemies will be getting information and then use them against. Are you getting it? So those are the quagmires that we are facing. So it's not out of place for us to be seeing this. In fact, when you were referring to doctor as a security expert, I'm also a security expert.
Yes, I know.
I left the job because I knew that things were not working. Voluntarily. Are you getting what I'm saying? So voluntarily, I said, what am I doing here? This is not how things are done. These things will come. I saw them for almost 20-something years ago. 30 years ago, I saw this thing coming. And when you are trying to let the government help, will know. Are you getting what I'm saying? And so they are not conscious of the fact that this thing will come. And even when they are winning the wars, they will be telling you that, we are on top of the game. Which on top of the game? When you have been killed, officers have been eliminated. Soldiers are gone. And every day, and even the civil society, the Nigerian citizens, are under perpetual threat. I said, go to my place, go to Apart, go to where they attacked about 3 days ago. The people are disorientated. They don't feel like they are citizens of this country. How can you be living in a country and then there is no security? The primary purpose of every government is to first provide security, because in a pyramid of development, security is the base. And so before you get to the pyramid, you must pass through the base. And if the base is battered, destroyed, conventionally absent of security, what do? There is no business that can thrive. And some of these people, let me tell you, some of these people are enemies of government. They have sponsors. They just want the society to be disoriented, so that tomorrow if they come, now you can see the aggregations of these different political parties and say they were building. Are you getting it? As somebody was challenging them that you did it against Jonathan and nothing happened. And then you are beginning to start it against him, and you think you can succeed. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right. I'm not just campaigning I'm just trying to defend my nation. And that is what is supposed to be done. So on issue of security, it's not only the southeastern part of Nigeria and the southwestern part of northeastern part of Nigeria, northwestern part of Nigeria that is engulfed with this crisis. Yeah. The north central part of this Nigeria is in disarray, whether we like it or not. People are not going to their farms, and you think you can enjoy the market system unless Benue begins to work. No, Nigeria will not work. Let me tell you the truth. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm not just defending my people. Because since 2012, we have been engulfed with this act of terrorism against our people. What have we done against them? When elections are here, they will tell you, we are not, we are from the north. Then when the election is over, the killings continue to kill them. They say that, and they will, align that to killing of their cows. Human beings, we are talking about cows. If they are killing your cows, as you just said, go take your cows to where the cows are saved. And nobody is killing anything. If you are bring the evidence and show to the world that they are killing your cows, is that the right to be killing people and claim that they are killing your cows? These are acts that's supposed to be condemned by any nations of the world. And people are watching.
I think that we have even had so much condemnation, but now I think that the law should actually take its full course on some of these people.
Let me tell you, what you are talking about is when you have a nation that you have a law. Where are these laws? Where are the keepers of these laws? Where are implementers of these laws? I get it. The people that are implementing these laws are absent from the face of the law. What are they looking for? They are looking for the strength of their pockets. If not, if it were to be an advanced country, you can't behave like this in the United States of America or Israel. The chief of defense staff will resign. The chief of army staff will resign. They will congregate another body that is capable of prosecuting these things. Because the Bush, let me tell you, when you said Buhari didn't do anything, he did so many things. But those things he did were not those things that are constructive. It lacks constructivism. He brought an forward base to my village in Obagaji, Nagatu local government headquarters. But let me tell you what that force base is doing in my place. There's nothing. They are just there. Look at the distance between where this last killing happened, from Obagaji to Ediku, Ankpali, in Napa local government. It's just about 30 minutes drive or 25 minutes drive from Obagaji, where we have field day. Where we have Air Force base. They also have where they have a college, Federal College of Education. There's a quasi-military base, the cantonment there, and they have mobile police units there, Mopo something like that, Mopo 50 something. They are there. They couldn't, and it's a distance from where they have College of Education, where you have military cantonment and the mobile police base to protect the school. Is about 5 minutes drive.
Let's even make it 15. Yes. So let's even make it 15.
Yes, 5 minutes drive. It's just a village, from this village to the other one. They were hearing the sound. If I play the sounds of, the sound of these guns for you, they were able to say, "Yeah, fire, fire," and then you are hearing conventional shooting. It's not just what they call this guerrilla warfare. They are sleeping there. They have occupied annihilated the people, and they are occupying the land. And you get that is the situation on ground now. And soldiers are there. They killed soldiers, 2 soldiers in this particular village about a month ago. 2 soldiers. We are not hearing anything. They killed in my own place. They killed about 9 military officers, soldiers. And people are not discussing this thing. People are discussing Maiduguri. The people that are living in Maiduguri are they more citizens than the people of Benue? If you go to Tivland, the same story. If you come to Edomaland, the same story. What kind of country is this? Are we in a state of nature that was propagated by Thomas Hobbes? Thomas Hobbes said the state of nature is in the state of agony, where he said a life of man is solitary, poor, brutish, nasty, and short. And those things are what we are experiencing in Nigeria, and it must be stopped. And if not, let me tell you, if it degenerated to the state of nature, it will be war of all against all. Because we are not afraid to defend. When you have the quantities of military officers and soldiers that are from Benue and the Middle Belt, serving and protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria, but back home they don't have homes to stay. And you think they will have that moral standing to be able to prosecute that war? They are also killing them there in the battlefield, and then their homes are in disarray. They don't have
their relatives
every day. So what kind of consciousness will you have to prosecute the war for nation building? During 1960, during 1967 war, is Benue and other parts of Nigeria that fought that war, the war of unity. Now, it's those of us that fought the war to bring unity to Nigeria that they are facing now to eliminate. And so that, let me just tell you, and I know, because the intention of this government is to provide this thing, but let them, start it now and eliminate it. In fact, there is no need to arrest anybody and then you call them and say, let's just retrain them and then look at them and, What is the meaning of that? Look,
I think
I'm
that is a real...
I'm coming. You can't arrest criminals, terrorists, and you tell them that you are going to rebuild them.
Rehabilitate
you rehabilitate them. Rehabilitate them. You equip them, send them to school, or some of them to the army. What kind of a country is that? Are you getting what I'm saying? So you don't need to be doing all these things. We are very much aware of their gangsterism. We know what they are trying to do, and we must be. I'm just saying this so that Mr. President should be hearing that they are working against his government, because it's a conscious fact that 2027 is fast approaching, and so all these things are coming and say his government did this. That was what they did to Jonathan.
Now let's move a little. Now he touched on something.
Yeah.
Somebody has killed a number of people, maimed some, rendered families desolate, removed breadwinners, and then you arrest the person, and you say, we are rehabilitating. What does that do to the psyche of the military personnel who see their colleagues being buried in numbers, who see some colleagues who are maimed for life, who see wives, children of deceased, who become, some of them get disoriented, they lose it. And then you say that the perpetrators of such evil are going to be, I mean, what does he, I guess that's a laudable project.
It is not. The former President Muhammadu Buhari brought that policy or program, Operation Safe Corridor, where we have repentant terrorists. I'm a fellow of the Nigerian Army Research Center. There was this function that we were in, and the executive chairman of Human Rights Commission, Barrister Tony Ojukwu, was in that very function, and he was talking about human rights in the face of war. And some colonels, lieutenant colonels and all that, they got angry and they walked out of the hall. Yes. We are being confronted by these criminal elements, and you are talking about human rights. And you see, you don't blame it on them at all. You blame it on the law. I have said it times without number that unfortunately the law that we have in place in this country is more favorable to criminals than citizens that go about their lawful businesses.
True. In many cases,
yes.
There's no incentive. I cite a practical example for you, just to lend some support. You go on the road,
yes,
and some person does not mind his lane, just gets in the way of traffic, and then tries to overtake everybody.
Yeah.
And then when they stop him at the front, they make way for him
to go.
So why should I remain?
No.
So the person who remains is a fool?
Yes.
He is the wise one?
Exactly.
Because one would have thought that either they will be arrested or made to stop there till the space where he came out from. When he gets, then you say, come in. No, but they make a way for him in front.
See, Nigeria is not on the path of walking. We can't walk. Nigeria cannot achieve greatness when we are talking about Nigeria in this manner. Just the way you said, group of persons or individuals that have made people orphans, children orphans, women widows, caused a whole community to be deserted. At the end of the day, you come, you say you have profiled them. Some are non-associated members. Some are low risk. Others are high risk. Isn't that what they come to tell you, that you take and grade them? I've seen commanders of Boko Haram activities in the northeast, and they say they have repented. So wherein lies the punishment? Will this now? Where is deterrent in this whole situation?
Where is deterrent?
If there is deterrent in what we are saying here, we'll be seeing bombings and our military bases being attacked at the moment. It means there's no deterrent. In Afghanistan, if you commit acts of terrorism and all that, you are killed publicly. They will hang you in a public, like just the way we have the Unity Fountain here. They will hang you publicly for the people to see.
And that should send a signal.
It should send a signal. But right now in this country, they are even pampered. They are pampered. So if you are forgiving terrorists, there's a section in the Terrorism Prohibition Act, right, that talked about any situation where you sit down to discuss issues like in planning.
Yes, the planning.
Not that you have executed the plan. In planning to carry acts of terrorism. In planning, and it is revealed and established that you were in that meeting, it's minimum of 20 years in prison. Now we are talking about people that have committed acts of terrorism. And you are telling the country, telling us that they've been repented, they've been they have been rehabilitated so that they can go back. Now, my joy in all of this is that there's community resistance. The community are resisting it. You cannot cause this mayhem on our people and our community. That at the end of the day, you say they have repented, they should come and mingle. You want to reintegrate them back into the society. It can't work. These policies cannot work. And we cannot get results with this. Right? So, I have said it times without number that it is punishment. Punishment is the way. Let us improve on our laws. They keep amending these laws. Let us improve on our laws. In the event where people commit acts of terrorism, so if we are forgiving these people that they have repented, then there's need for us to go to the prisons
and free
the people that are there. If they have said they have repented, then they should be free to go. You know, we are a country that is governed by laws. My brother here said that is a nation that is serious, that has laws. We have these laws in our books. We are not applying these laws. We are not implementing these laws. And Nigeria is just the way it is. Nigeria is not a banana republic. Nigeria is at war. We are refusing to own up. We are refusing to agree in denial. I cannot hide my head behind this finger. It's not possible. And that's the situation we have found ourselves. We are playing politics. MBS came up to say that 2.23 trillion naira was paid as ransom in 1 year under this government. What we could see was the NSA coming to grand press conference and disagreeing with the report by MBS. And I said that figure is even more than that amount. Yes. I did my PhD thesis on kidnapping for ransom. I interviewed victims of kidnapping for ransom. I know how much they paid. Most of these reports that you see, they are underreported. Are you aware that ransom payment has been criminalized in this country?
Yes.
You pay ransom when you hear your loved one being tortured on the phone, crying, you are hearing gunshot, and you are looking for how to...
They're telling you that if you delay, they could snuff out the life
exactly.
of the person.
And the government is telling us that the ransom payment has been criminalized when it's established that you pay ransom minimum of 15 years in jail. So are we putting the cat before the horse?
And you're unable to deliver them. You're unable to protect them.
Exactly.
So
you see, there's a difference between release and rescue when it has to do with kidnapping activity. When you hear release, something else exchanged, either money or whatever. Now in this country, we hear rescue. At the end of the day, there's no casualty when military operations is carried out. To show for it. What kind of rescue mission is that? So a whole lot is not just working.
There's no casualty. There's no arrest.
Yes, and you embark on a rescue mission. What kind of rescue is that? In South Africa, a pastor was kidnapped.
Maybe the people.
No. You are entering their territory, and you think that they will just lay back and watch you enter their territory? These are criminal-minded people that have the guts to approach military base. And you are coming to their territory and you think you can just have a field day. You are breathing.
No, so there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot to this. There's a whole lot. And from what both of you have said, there's politics involved. I remember now that a few years back, someone who eventually rose to a very high position in the land was at the forefront of criticizing a particular chief of army staff under whose tenure the military seemed to be making a whole lot of headway. I don't know whether you recall.
Why not?
So, I mean, that's just to say that there's so much politics involved in this that is also militating against whatever that. Because I remember clearly that they said, oh, this man is working against a particular section of the country.
Yeah.
Which, if you really are interested in taking out criminality, taking out insecurity, such pronouncement should not come. That takes me to someone who we have been patting on the back, so to say, who just got sort of reprimanded abroad just a week ago. And this man has been making pronouncements on behalf of bandits over the years, and it doesn't seem to call for the attention of the justice system to say, this person, I think he should be called in for questioning.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Ahmed Gumi.
Yes.
And this person will go and be negotiating on behalf of these people. Yet, these same people, will the soldiers now say they do not have access, but this man has access? How? So, I think that there's a whole lot of politics and there's a whole lot of sponsorships that need to be neutralized. I remember that, it was in the Buhari days, that Dubai, UAE sent in names of people.
About 13 of them.
Who are sponsors? Where are we with that?
We're nowhere with it. We're nowhere. You see, when we don't name these people, when we don't shame them, when they don't go through a process of being prosecuted and sentenced to whatever terms we need to sentence them to, then we are still talking about where is the deterrent here?
No, we're encouraging them.
We're encouraging them. Yes, if UAE came up with a list of companies or organizations registered with Corporate Affairs Commission here, the list was sent to this country. What is expected of us to do when most of the job has been done by the UAE, right? And
Just to take those people
and that is where we talk about the lack of political will. Everything is just not adding. Everything is, there's no will. See, when I talk about security issues in this country, at some point I become very emotional, right? Because you cannot see 2 years, 3 years, women, innocent people
Pregnant
being
women
killed. For what? What justification is that? And if you see the way and manner they kill them, as if you are fighting your enemy, but no, these people are just defenseless, armless people. What do they stand to benefit? Meanwhile, we have police that are supposed to have choppers. We have the military that are supposed to have choppers, Air Force choppers. What are these choppers used for? What are they using them for?
Sorry, my brother, have you heard about what is they call this aircraft that they bought recently?
To Kano.
To Kano.
The 12 to Kano.
12 to Kano.
Where
are they?
All the noise about
question.
Tucano. Where is it Tucano? Where all the noise about Tucano? We have acquired them. We are going to deal with the, all those things. We are not seeing anything. Whether they said they shouldn't take them to the war front when your enemies are confronting you, maiming, killing at every given hour. They are looking forward. In fact, as I'm talking to you now, they still have their intelligence are more effective than that of the national intelligence.
Upgrade, absolutely.
Because they are looking for ways of penetrating to barracks to cause havoc. Not even the one we are hearing is just because they are still advancing in terms of looking for informations, how they will penetrate to barracks or military formations. That's why you are seeing all this one. You hear stories if they are not confrontational. You see, I was making references to it's not to have these equipments.
It's not.
It's how effective can you use them?
Okay, so there's also a question apart from a gap in equipment.
Yes.
We also have a gap in mastery of the equipment.
Yes.
The use.
Let me tell you, sir. When I was trying to give you an instance of the Air Force base in my village, when the brother were celebrating, I even went to church.
But what should the Air Force base do in your village?
I'm coming, sir. They brought it, I will say, oh, very good. Security will come now to the entirety of Idomala. Those people have never gone to bushes one day. What they are doing there is to harass boys that are going against their girlfriends. And then picking masquerade, our own traditional and cultural masquerade that are not harmful to anybody. They will pick them, take them to their hillocks, to their barracks, strip them naked, flogging them. Why? That is what they are doing in my village. I was during an election. I think that was 2001 election. I was passing through the place with my friends to one village at the riverside. They blocked while I was going. They allowed me to go. I told them that we were going to one village here. When we were coming, they blocked me. they called their one captain, this Air Force lieutenant. And the guy came, was questioning me, where are you coming from? I said, this is my village. This is my community there. Where I go? I said, do I look like what? Your enemies are in bushes. You are attacking me in the village. I'm going to my village. I just went to the other village and I'm going to my village with my friends on top of bike. Those boys are just enjoying themselves. Go and do your investigation. Every weekend, they are provided with 2 cows. They are getting too fat. They can't even run. Nothing. If you are giving them information, people, the terrorists are in the bushes, the herdsmen are there. They say, where is our own? We are not here for that unless we have to take order from Abuja. So then why are you here? That is how it happens in
Is that not an operational disconnect? I mean, if they are there and they still have to wait for orders
from Abuja
while you have a situation.
The question to ask them. If they are waiting for orders from Abuja to go and confront
what is happening
on the ground. So if these guys come after them, will they wait for orders before they will?
No.
Eh?
So that's the situation in Nigeria.
Will they wait for orders too?
We are aware of what is happening in Nigeria.
You see, this order from Abuja, I don't want to even hear it. The commissioner of police at each state already has the order to prevent and to detect.
By law.
So which order are you waiting for? Who will give you the order to go? The service chiefs, they were screened at the National Assembly. They already have the constitutional powers order. When I hear president giving marching orders, it doesn't make any meaning to me. You already have marching orders. So why will you wait for another marching order? So why are we just rigmaroling and order? When they come out from their security meeting with the president, laughing. They will grant press interview that the president has given us marching order. What's the meaning?
Marching order. You have been given marching order by the constitution.
Right from the beginning.
Appointment ab initio.
Exactly. So what marching order are you asking for?
I think we just go on a break, and then when we come back, we will be on the concluding part, and I'll be opening the phone line just in case you want to weigh in from out there. The number is 08029938365. When we come back, the number will be on the screen. And like I say all the time, as much as possible, cut down the volume of your TV set, stay a little bit away from the TV set, and if possible, put down the major points that you want to talk about so you won't have to ramble, so that we can all save time and you can make your pitch, you can make your way in as effectively as possible, because the world is listening. Who knows? Maybe that golden solution, that magic wand, maybe it's in your lips, maybe it's in your heart, and so it would not be good for you not to present it as clearly, as audibly, as effectively as possible. So these are the things you need to take note of. When we get back, the phone will be open. So that will be after the break.
Imagine a beautiful world. That's our slogan at Tappan TV. Hello there. I am Ruben Okala. Hello, I'm glad to have you join us again on the news on the hour, reaching you live from our studio in the nation's capital.
And that has been the news. Many thanks for watching. My name is Fatima Abbas Hassan. I'm there putting Baba today.
I am Kenyan.
The politics of Lagos State is still very much in the hands of the leaders.
My name is Dayo Omogun. I've not done a change of name.
Adebayo Film and Charter Arts Network.
We always dish out beautiful material. Imagine a beautiful world. That's our slogan at Tappan TV. Hello there.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at Cartoon Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At Captain TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
And around the world to create signal.
at Cartoon Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on Captain TV, imagine a beautiful world.
No, Nigeria cannot work like this.
You're welcome back to the Polity, and it's coming to you live from the Abuja studio of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV, which is more popularly known as Kaftan TV. And I've been in the studio with Doctors Ochoche Eneje and Stephen Okwori, both of them PhDs and security consultants, and they've been doing justice to this issue of insecurity that has refused to abate, or we have refused to stop, if you like. I already have my first caller, so let's go straight and take him. Hello.
Hello. To Captain TV. Good afternoon.
You're welcome to the show, yeah?
Yes. I'm Barnabas calling from Benue State.
Go ahead, please, Barnabas.
I'm very grateful. Your story is a very interesting one, and I want to contribute my own way.
Go ahead, please.
The Nigerian security agents is a very shameful body so far in the country.
Well, I think that we should still give them some element of applause for some of the successes they've achieved. Let's not write them off entirely, right? Go on.
Yes. I suggest that the president, the federal government should have opened a portal for those who want to resign in the Nigerian army and for those who want to be recruited. Because before, many people thought Nigerian army is a way of defending a country or a way of keeping security in the country. But now the security agents are no longer able to sacrifice themselves for the country. They are working on their benefits, they are enjoying why their mission is collapsing. So I want to advise the federal government to please screen the security agents and the personnel in a fashion, so that they will have prominent security agents who are able to protect Nigerians, and even to screen those political officers who are sponsoring this banditry. so that the Nigerian security will be more effective for the grassroots, and then we have a better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The number is still open. 0802-9938-365 is the number. Let's have you express your view on this. Now, he just mentioned something. Doctor, he said, why don't we open a portal? Of course, there's already a portal for those who are being recruited. He says, why don't we have a portal for those who are no longer interested? Because why just occupy space like matter?
You know, nobody will get this type of job. I would like to get out of it.
Oh, really?
Yes, most
even
of them.
even if you're not passionate about it.
No, you see, it's a voluntary organization.
Yes.
What I did, I looked at the situation of the country, and I said, no, this is not the type of training No. My training is more than to be doing this nonsense. And I voluntarily, just one very hot test afternoon, like this, I wrote and I said, I want to go. And as at that time, when we were doing our whatever in the bush, you know, with this thing, I was the best in that place. I don't want to mention the name. But when they were begging me, they took me to my commander that they should test me whether something is wrong.
for asking to go?
Yes, I told my commander that I want to go. He said, why? I said, I want to go. They took me 3 times. They called that one the chief of army staff, whatever, the representative of chief of army staff, which is the commander of the place, and I left. I said, I want to go. Even if I'm going nowhere, let me go to. If you don't know where you are going, maybe one of these can take you there. Are you getting what I'm saying? So I left. The issue now is it's a voluntary organization. If you want to leave tomorrow, you can go. Yes, it's not.
So you don't necessarily need the portal.
No portal. Are you getting it?
Yes.
For those of them that would like to come, let them continue to come, because it's for our country. We need to defend it against this bunch of idiots that are calling themselves terrorists. Yes, no, it's true. Terrorists are a bunch of idiots. They are criminals. They want to eliminate us. What are you supposed to do if your mother was in the hands of your enemies? Are you getting it? That is the situation they have taken. Yeah. You are supposed to, when your mother was already in the hands of your enemy, what are you supposed to do? You continue to do those negotiations and then we are not supposed to allow ourselves to be degenerated to that. We must confront our enemy frontally.
Doctor, let's take this. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
You are welcome to the Polity, yeah?
I am from Benue.
All right, and your name is...
I so much appreciate...
What's your name, please?
Hello, my name is Obochi from Katsina.
All right, go on.
Wow.
Yes, I so much appreciate this, your program. Actually, what we are facing, for example, today we have heard that the chief of army staff has arrived in Benue State.
Okay.
To take care of the terrorism, banditry, insurgency, and hate. So, how sure are we that he has said that he's going to finish this in Benue? How are we sure with all these their behaviors? Well, let's watch and see. I so much appreciate the 2 guys that are your visitors on the board.
Thank you very much.
They are saying correct. So thank you, my brothers. Your cry, God will listen to it in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much. Ochoche, did I hear that right?
Ochoche from Katsina.
Right, okay. So thank you so much. Maybe next time you ensure that you're not too close to your TV set, or that the volume of this TV set is cut down, so you can have far clearer expression. Thank you so much for calling in. The number is still open. Now, you want to weigh in on what he said, that the chief of army staff is on his way to Benue, or is in Benue already. Do you think that could bring the magic wand that will bring an end to some, or at least maybe cut down drastically what we currently face in Benue?
Yeah, on my own and with my thinking, it's not to carry out the paraphernalia of the military to Benue. You can. It's just like prayers. Are you getting it? If you are interconnected with the Spirit of God, if you are praying here, somebody can be healed in London. Yes, if you are sincere with what you are doing. It's not to carry army headquarters to Benue. Are you getting it? It's just to provide, to have intelligence. Then you deploy your men to do the job. In consultations with the locals. Look, let me tell you, look at where the situation is. Let me just give you like, this is Agatu and Napa. Then Utupo is somewhere here. Utupa and some other places are there. Then from here to this place is Agatu. From here is the Tiv land. A local government in Tiv land. This is where they are coming from. They are coming from this, by the rivers. This is a river. And the river demarcates us, sharp demarcation with Nasarawa State.
Okay.
So if you are to come, we are very much aware. So what they are doing now is to pass through this forest to penetrate into Apa and then to other part of Agatu. So when they need money, they will kidnap on the express.
Get money from that one.
They get money from the kidnapping, get ransom, and then feed those people that are in bushes. Those people that are prepared. And then they will go and liaise as if they don't have problem with the locals, with the villages. Then they will buy things from them. They will be fetching water, drinking beer. In beer parlors.
So really mix
getting
with them.
Information.
Yes.
Passing through military men. Are you getting what I'm saying? So is the nationalism in you, in the chief of army staff and other service chiefs. Your nation state first is not the ethno-religious or whatever. So let me tell you, sir. Let me give you. Okay, sir.
Hello. Oh, we lost him.
Now, when you deploy your men with intelligence around this place, where will these people penetrate? And then you also have some of them. You see, most times if you see them on the road, you see where what is happening are in bushes. Villagers are being killed. But you see some of them by the roadside in the night, they'll be collecting small money from the motorists.
And they are deployed to provide security in those bushes, in those places. Let's do this. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It is Shetima Yakuzima calling from Maiduguri.
All right, go on here, Shetima.
Thank you. Honestly, let me first and foremost welcome the guests.
All right.
And we really appreciate their solution.
Okay.
And honestly speaking, as my own saying, this is a war against all of us. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. Our people have to remove the love of money out of their mind by selling these bandits, these characters, anything that will sustain their life, and by allowing them to stay in their midst. Let them make a report wherever they see them. Because these people, they are after our lives. They are after our nation. And nobody is reserved. They are after each and every person. You see, here in Maiduguri, we suffer a lot. And this suffering gives birth to civilian JTF who are trying now. So I hope and I pray youth of Benue, they should emulate and gang up to fight this money. Honestly speaking, we are in a terrible trap, and all what they wish is to kill us, finish with us, and God will not allow them.
Amen.
Right. Let me tell youth, the Nigerian youth, life is only one. Whether you like it or not, if you don't come out to defend yourself, you will die in your living room.
Yeah.
So God forbid we are not allowing that to happen. Let us wake up. Let us fight this thing back.
Thank you, Shetima.
And you know, insurgency or banditry, it will cripple by just all these rule engagement, we put them aside.
Thank you, Shetima. Let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. Thank you, Shetima. Yeah, so you can see the pain of Nigerians.
Exactly.
And you were, if you can, please conclude your thoughts.
Yeah. So what I was trying to analyze here is that, you see,
it doesn't require the physical presence.
You have the instruments of war. It's not the weapon alone. In fact, you have to, juxtapose that, or let me just say, combine all the instruments of war. The basic instrument of war, the first one is intelligence. Mm-hmm. It's not the physicality of the person that is just standing by the roadside. Sometimes they are Nigerians. Without the presence of their guys, they will just be collecting something and then they forget about the real jobs.
The real assignment.
The people that are kidnapping, how are they going? They kidnap, take them into cars, take them to one bush and then start negotiating.
In actual fact, from what you have just said, the monies that by which some of these things are they not transferred through the banking system? Don't they make phone calls? Like somebody said, I don't know whether it's you. I think we're empowering, we're pampering these people, because these people make calls. Can't they be tracked?
Let me tell you. I'm a researcher. I went to our service providers, MTN, Glo, and the others. My interest was that I see videos of criminals sharing ransom collected, or celebrating these monies and all that. I see videos of victims being tortured. We see them on the social media space. And I went to ask, I said, come, there must be a number, the first number, and the phone that sent that video into the public space.
Yes.
Right? So that number, the first number that sent that video that event or incident from the forest there. So are we saying that we cannot track to know who the owner of this phone and all that? You know what they told me? Collectively, they told me, as in their answers were similar. They said, this information that I've come to ask, that the Office of the National Security Advisor has the answer.
You didn't say that.
I'm telling you that that number that I'm asking of, that first number that sent that video of criminals with ransom payment and all that,
have been forwarded to?
No, not forwarded. That if the Office of the National Office of the National Security Advisor has what it takes to be able to know that number, know the phone. That means
know the location.
Have the equipment to do
yes,
it.
Exactly.
Let's take this. Oh no, okay.
So they have the equipment to know. So now, are we now saying that there are some persons in some offices that are failing in their responsibility and being paid?
Because continue to fail, to continue to hold the country to ransom. And
because it is my responsibility to take this video, I've analyzed it and it has gone through a process, is from Zamfara. I know that this is the location, you send a message. Just the way my brother here said, you don't need the presence of the Chief of Army Staff
there
in Makodi or in Benue or wherever. But they hide under the guys that he's going to give the troops boost their morale, right? Anyway, if that's the way to go, there's nothing wrong with it. Going to boost their morale, boost their confidence and all that he's with them in spirit and in physical and all that. That's that's for me, it's an encouragement.
Please permit me to take this, please. Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
My name is Akim from Lagos.
Akim? Did you say Akim?
Yeah, from Lagos.
All right. Can you go a little bit away from your TV set and maybe cut the volume?
Yeah, my name is Akim from Lagos.
Go on.
About the military people have been, some people are receiving money from roads. The problem of Nigeria
Now,
The instruction is simple.
Yeah. So no. The problem is that it's not done any of those things.
Exactly.
It's too close.
Mm.
Either it's too close or
I said the instruction is simple.
Right.
I know we Nigerians, we don't like keeping to
Exactly.
instruction. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So I need you to just land on that.
So now the point is we have the gadgets. Security anywhere in the world is not a cheap.
No, that's a huge indictment.
No. I was told.
You mean you went to these service providers individually?
Yes.
And the answer was the same.
Yes.
That they have the capacity
to know where that video emanates from.
No, I hope that the office of the NSA is watching this.
So it means there are some persons that are there that are failing in their responsibility, right? And that's why we talk about saboteurs in the system, right? Trying to sabotage the effort of government. You know, every government means well. You understand? So
that's what we believe.
That's what we believe.
But if every government means well, and the NSA, please, I'll take this and I'll come back to that. Hello.
Imagine a beautiful Nigerian with Captain TV.
All right, S.O. Dudu.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Dayo, our very wonderful host.
Thank you very much, S.O. Dudu.
The Okwori in the studio, good afternoon to you, Doki.
Good afternoon. Well done. God bless you.
Good afternoon to our esteemed viewers. S.O. Dudu calling from Cross River State.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I believe our panelists have actually done justice to this topic, and yourself, our anchor. And may God continue to bless Captain TV for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you. Amen.
Yes, I believe the president is hearing. If truly is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, this nonsense must stop now. The president must rise up to his responsibility. This nonsense must stop. Enough is enough. Just as our discussants are saying, there are people that are actually trying to spoil his government. And if he is not wise, 2027 will not be easy for him from what is happening. I'm very sure the president is a student of history. The same thing happened to Jonathan, and that is what is playing out. That is what happened in Benue 2012, 13, 14, prior to 2015 election. And the same thing is repeating itself. See, Mr. Dayo, I was speaking with my brother at Apa that day. He was telling me that the situation is a bit better today, not knowing that while we were speaking, they were killing people somewhere very close. So he quickly called me back later. He said, Oi, say while we were speaking, they were killing people. So what a mess. I am not happy. I'm an APC member. We are campaigning for this government. But the president is not serious. I am telling you, 2027 will not be easy for him. Now, the chief of army staff relocating to Benue, I can tell you by lending my voice to what our guests are saying, it's immaterial. Why? Is it because the chief of army staff is not in Benue that the military barrack in Otukpo is not doing the job it's supposed to do? Is it because the chief of army staff is not in Benue that the Air Force base at Obagadi is not doing the needful? Abana is quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. If you go to Benue and then they try to settle what is happening within a very short time, what when he returns back to Abuja, what will happen? They will begin to come and relaunch and strike back. May God continue to bless us.
Amen.
The president must rise up now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, S.O. Dudu. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And that's where I have my concern, as in making it public that he's relocating to Benue.
Exactly.
Right. Now, you see, these criminals are, let me tell you, one of the victims that I interviewed during my thesis, right, he said that in that Kaduna forest where they kept him, when he was kidnapped, that the criminals had a radio that they were listening to news.
Steady.
Now, you have announced everywhere in the news that you are relocating to Benue with your PSOs or POSs and whatever going to Benue. You think these criminals will wait for you?
When they are not trees.
They're not trees. They will retreat.
Even sometimes trees move.
They will retreat, right? They will go into hiding. You are going to joint task force in Katsina. It's on the radio. You are relocating the Minister of State for Defense and the Chief of Army Staff, relocating to Kebbi, Sokoto axis, to go and look for, what's his name? Bello Truji. It's on the news. At the end of the day, Bello Truji is nowhere to be found. You see, you can be covered. To understand when you are going out for such operations.
You know what I say all the time? When I talk about criminals and security forces, I always say that I feel for security people.
Exactly.
I say, for example, a police vehicle is marked. It carries MPF, carries all the paraphernalia of the identity of the force. But an armed robber doesn't have such.
And when because of the fear too, sir. Because of the fear of the unknown,
exactly,
they are advancing, they will be blowing siren.
Yes,
again,
just to scare those people. It's just because those people they don't have what it takes. They don't have what it takes to confront security. If
not, the way you expose yourself,
you're making noise towards the direction of security. I mean, where the bandits or whatever, does not matter anything. You can be eliminated.
It makes it easier.
I get it.
It makes it easier.
You have exposed yourself. Identify you are identifiable. Those people are invisible.
Exactly.
So there are so many things to it. It's just because of our
Let's take this last
this
call, and then I'll come to both of you with the question: is it time to legalize arms? Because you see, some people, in spite of the non-legalization, some people carry arms. We see them.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Robinson. I'm calling from Abuja.
Your name is what?
My name is Robinson. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, Robinson. Let's hear you.
Yeah. My take on this whole thing is this. I think the military people that are relocating to Makurdi are saying, sorry to say, my own opinion, I think they should question themselves because I think they are aware of this whole thing. My reason is this. If you are going to combat insurgency, why making the announcement? What is the need for the publicity? Like one of you rightly saying in the studio, those people are not fools. You already told them you are coming. Prepare yourself and move. After I have come to do my grammar and leave, you can return back. I'm coming to act a scene in Benue State. Please relocate from the scene. Let me come and have a good shot. Then when I'm done, you can come back. Then that is one thing. Secondly, what happened to local security? The natives should wake up, equip yourself, defend your land, defend yourself, defend your community. Over how many years, a decade now, we have been facing the same thing, the same scenario, inside and outside. Nothing is changed. Instead, it's getting worse. So I think I'm calling on every individual to wake up and be a soldier of yourself. If you don't defend yourself, nobody from outside is coming to defend you better than you will do. You know your home better. You know the in and out. You know all the nooks and crannies. So that is my take.
Thank you very much.
If they want to end this insecurity, they know how to end it. It wouldn't take even a week. This whole thing will end. I tell business, politics, and everything inclusive. That is why we are facing this today. My own pain is the innocent citizens that are dying.
Thank you, Robinson. Thank you so much. Thank you. You said a lot. Now, so as we begin to conclude, both of you, I'm proud to have these wonderful people. Is it time? Is it not time for us to begin to truly, practically defend ourselves as citizens of this country? Especially when you see the background where there's no enabling environment, there's no level playing field. Because while you say that arms are not legalized, We see people carry arms every day, and in the final analysis, those arms are used against innocent citizens. So why don't we create an enabling, a level playing field where everybody can defend themselves? Yeah, both of you.
Yeah, I don't, as a security expert, I'm also a social scientist. My area of specialization in academics is international relations, international politics, and world politics, including African politics and Nigerian politics, as I said. I will not allow everybody to be carrying arms.
All right.
You know, according to Thomas Hobbes, you describe a state of nature as a state of war of all against all.
But some of the most
when you allow people to be carrying
nations of the world, it's legalized in those places.
Yes, it's not fundamental. It's not everybody. You have to see your level of consciousness and your state of health. The people that are carrying arms, firing up, they are not in a good state of health. Their intention, by all standards, is to kill.
All right. So how do we solve that?
And let me project it like this. The effectiveness of the security of the society is not everybody to be a soldier. Yeah. Even in Israel, they don't have retired soldiers. They have reserve soldiers. In case they have crisis, you can be called back to action. Are you getting what I'm saying? The people you are recruiting every day and you are retraining, what you do is to just give you refresher course. As you are coming, reservists are coming for engagement. They will just give them maybe 1 week or 2 days refresher course, sensitize your brain, the modern approach to issues and whatever. Then you go to the war front and you do the job. When you are done, you go back to anywhere you want to go to. I get what I'm saying. So to project that everybody should be carrying arms to defend himself or herself is not a good state of.
So is it on the converse? Is it good for some people to have that privilege against others who are harmless?
Those are acts of criminality, and it will be left for a state to defend. So when the state is failing, the reason why the state is failing is why people are saying everybody should be carrying guns to defend. And the law of nature says, self-preservation.
Exactly.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
So you must first be alive
before any other drama.
Before politics.
You need to come into this so we can round up.
Yeah, I want to align myself with what the doctor has said. Right. We're already being confronted with proliferation of arms and small arms and light weapons in circulation. Right. And we have a whole lot, over 6 million of it.
6 million?
Yes, in circulation, according to data.
Illegally?
Yes, and in the hands of all these non-state actors that you're seeing. So when we begin to say individuals or Nigerians should carry arms, I don't think it's the way to go. My interest is that we have the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. Yes. How effective are they? I know that they have the head office here, domiciled in the office of the National Security Advisor, and they have zonal offices. How effective are they in retrieving these arms? Right, that's a way to go. Where I expect that's just the way I said we have a lot of Nigerians that are
being paid.
They're being paid for failing in their responsibility.
I guess we'll leave it there.
So I think let me just most of the arms that are in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, in Niger, in all the failed states like Libya are all in Nigeria. All.
That's unfortunate. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. So we have issue of proliferation of arms that needs to be dealt with as urgently as possible. We also need to wake up people who have jobs and are not doing them, yet they are getting paid from the Commonwealth of Nigeria. And we also have issues with the locals. We have issues with intelligence. A whole lot has been said in the course of this program. I do hope that stakeholders, people who are involved one way or the other, will take cognizance of what has been said and play their roles effectively going forward. And I hope that Mr. President or his aides are watching this and will take note of the appropriate points. At this point, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who made it a point to watch this show. I want to say thank you to you. Tell somebody, tell your neighbors, tell your relatives that there's a TV station in town that beats all the other stations, and it's called Kaftan TV. Beautiful name, easy to remember. Please do connect with us as much as possible, and you can join me again this evening at 8 to 9 for Matters Arising. Meanwhile, let me say thank you to Dr. Prince Ochoche Eneje. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, my brother, and good Nigerians. You're welcome.
And thank you, Dr. Stephen Okwori Obochi. Thank you so very much. Incidentally, both of them are Abole, if you know what that means. And so at this point, I really want to say thank you to the production team also. Thank you so very much. Great work you have done with me. Thank you for your partnership. And at this point, it's bye from me, Dayo Omogun.